See him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hey, everybody, it's Jackie Bro still on here.
Folks, you know me. You know what my name is.
Yeah. Keep drinking them.
That's my name.
Showing that off for anybody. Nobody give
Remember how Prince's name was Hiccup or
what?
Finger Click?
What?
Remember when Prince changed his name?
No.
To it was a symbol, but I think it had a sound as well.
You talking about singer?
Yes.
No.
I don't know how many other Princes have changed their names.
I don't know what you say Prince. I think of England or something like that. I don't know what you're talking about right off the bat. You talking about the one, the drugs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that just at the end.
Yeah. That's all it takes.
You sound like you disrespecting Prince worse than Justin Timberlake at the Super Bowl.
Who?
Justin Timberlake lives in Tennessee now, apparently.
Oh, Super Bowl, the man who sang is a singer?
Yep.
Yeah. I'd turn it off. I don't watch that part.
So, folks, aside from the Super Bowl, aside from Justin Timberlake, we have a lot of news to get through.
Hell,
so everybody just needs to calm.
Hell. Y'all have been on here running a mouse for a damn hour, and I got to do this.
We haven't even got to the part about the parade Donald Trump wants to throw for himself.
Don't start the damn parade talk. Everything he does drives me crazy. That's the worst thing I think wants to have, a parade. It's the biggest way. You know how much money that's going to cost and everything, and it's just for him to sit up there and clap his hands. Somebody put the fire truck back on his lawn. He don't need a damn parade. The worst thing America hate, it's a tradition. I understand it used to be nice for people to come back from, war or whatever, come back from the moon. I don't know that he'd have
Those
tickets.
are two good reasons to have parades.
Well, you did something, and, I understand. But normally I cannot stand a parade.
Why do you hate parades?
I just don't like parades. I never have. There's some people walking, some people watching, some riding them. It's just a damn mess. A horse don't want to be anywhere near balloons and all that mess. Marching bands, they don't belong anywhere but on a football field, and even then it's iffy. I don't like it when they take a step off that grass. You about liable to get a hide tanning from me. Little Junior's in the band. Well, that is weird. Just everything you see in a parade are just things that should never be in the damn street except for soldiers, police, and firemen. And if they're out there, the last place you need to be on is on the curb and looking. You need to be behind, locked doors, hoping for the best. If you ever done anything worth doing, they might be in the parade, but don't just stand there and watch better people ride by you on a horse and throw candy at you fat kids. I thank people for the service every day. I don't need to go stand on the curb and wave at nobody. And I guarantee you, everybody up there, they don't want to be there either. They don't want to be in no parade. Sure, the first 3 blocks, maybe, yeah, but after that, it sinks in that they got to sit there in the back of a car on a Smurf or wherever for the next 2 damn hours outside going slow as hell. They all got better things to do, and they don't want to be there. And if they ain't got better things to do, hell, I bet they'd rather eat a damn bullet once they figure out this is all they got.
Well, then, should parades just be for 3 blocks?
Hell, that's just sitting in a Walmart parking lot. But parade is just for Trump, just for him sitting in a chair up there high, looking down, making fun of you. Go spend money. It used to be the party of fiscal responsibility. Years ago, Republican Party, that's what we were supposed to be. And I know I sound like Rand Paul right now, but good God, parade. I don't like him anyway. Last thing we need is this president dumbass sitting there throwing a big parade.
The one good thing that could come out of a parade is him being like up on a stand. What do you call the stands where you watch a parade from?
Stands, I
when
guess.
you're the dictator.
I don't know what you call it.
The dick stands.
Dick stands, what it? I don't know.
So Trump be up in the dick stands, and maybe a gust of wind come get that hair. Did you see that picture of him?
I saw that. That's weird. That's something don't look right there. I mean, it doesn't look right as it is anyway. That just looks weird. That's just a part big bald patch. That's, yeah.
And what if it was a trick? What if the Russians got in? Because I keep reading about they got all this technology now. Jackie, now there's pornography. Now, stay with me.
I don't care. There's always been that mess. I don't want
you
to know
can
anything
put
about
celebrity faces
No.
on fucking porn bodies.
All right, I don't want to hear about it. I don't care what you do that. What do you mean you can do that? What, on a computer?
Where else do things happen now, man?
I don't know anymore.
If you can put celebrity faces on porn bodies, then why would you want to be off the computer?
Not gonna get on
The problem is, this brings up issues of consent, much like Junkyard Dogs Grab Them Cakes. None of the celebrities consented to have to your little sick fantasy, you perv.
Right.
So Pornhub is like, take all these. There's a name for it, and I can't. But I'm just gonna call it like, celebrity face on porn body. Jerk off time.
All right, shut your mouth. I don't want to hear anything more about it.
Now, in my head, that's one thing. What celebrities, if you could make your own celebrity porn, now, not to make light of this, but just a wish.
I'm not going to do anything.
If two celebrities would consent to fucking.
No, shut your mouth. I don't want to hear it.
You could see them. Which two
Get out of the
celebrities
walk
would
edge.
it be?
I don't want to hear it.
Telly Savalas
What?
and Rita Moreno.
What?
She's in the news again.
What's she in those for?
She's in my Google feed. I don't know. She's
Uh-huh.
always in my news.
That's electric company lady, right?
To me, that sounds like a man who wants to diminish the.
Well, I don't know from
accomplishments of a
anything. She
woman.
did acting and stuff. I'm sorry that she was embarrassed for being on a
If we're
beloved children's show. Forgive her for that, I guess. Didn't mean to call her out on that. What the hell is she in the news for? I thought she retired.
If we're talking about celebrities having sex, and we're talking about Rita Moreno, and then we're talking about celebrities who've had sex with Marlon Brando. I guess we
heard
should
that.
at least bring up the fact that Richard Pryor.
I know I saw that. You made damn sure I saw that. It's not an image I won't think about, but did nothing about that surprise me none. One of them's crazy, one of them on drugs.
Which is which?
Yeah, you swap them out if you want. I
Listen,
don't know.
I am hoping that was the best fucking afternoon of their lives.
This is, compared to what you're hearing about celebrities nowadays, this is the most refreshing thing I've heard. This is where we're at in the world now.
If this was a pleasant, consensual afternoon, now tomorrow we'll find out that it was not that, and we'll be sorry we ever brought this up. But let's just imagine, even if that comes true, wouldn't it be such a great world if it was just two dudes just enjoying themselves?
Need to know about all the details, but if that's what they want to do, that's fine. I don't, just because they're in movies, I need to know what to do behind, to each his own. But I don't want,
Finally, some good news.
Well, yeah, I did think that. Neither one of them sleeping with the children that we know of. That's what didn't nobody rape nobody. It's awful every day. Speaking of which, now this ain't rape, but it's just as bad.
We should say that I don't think either one of them were great to women.
Well,
They should have maybe married each other.
Yes, then they do whatever they did. Yeah, I wasn't about to go. I didn't mean to go dissect their entire careers. I'm sure both of them did terrible things at some point in time. This happened to be not one of them. good for them.
Hopefully.
Well, but what you say, all these terrible things, celebrity doing terrible things, you said there's a curse come back, and I don't know if that's true. Old Robert Wagner, you talk about him on the last one.
Last one, where I brought up Robert Wagner as an example of old people news and references that nobody gives a shit about, like that tabloid on the newsstands is only, gossip about, say, Rita Moreno, Junkyard Dog, people we would talk about on here. I used Robert Wagner as an example of that, and the next morning,
yeah,
all over my Google News,
next morning killed Natalie Wood.
He killed Natalie Wood.
He didn't do it that morning.
40 years ago.
Yeah.
Or more.
Hell, I don't know. It's been a long time.
And it was like cops opening up the case again.
She been dead a long time.
Listen, you can't get away. If whatever you did that you think is buried and gone is not.
Well, it shouldn't be if you kill somebody. Hell.
No, that's an extreme example.
That's the worst example. Yeah, if you kill somebody, I hope it don't drift away. I hope it stays with you.
That was a poor choice of
yeah.
words that you just used.
Which one?
Drift away.
Drift away? I didn't mean it to, oh, hell.
40 years from now, they'll be like, and remember on that podcast when you made that drift away joke about Natalie Wood?
No one's going to say that.
No, we'll be dead.
Yeah. And if I do, say it all day. If that's all I'm remembered for, so be it. There's worse things. I didn't kill her.
That's not a good. I say that about a lot of things.
That's the extreme you was making earlier. So I just, at least I didn't, I wasn't even trying. You implied that. I wasn't trying to say that. You're the one that turned around. Your mind went there, not mine.
And speaking of people being awful to women, hey, what about that White House?
Don't even. This is, thank God it's in the news. It needs to be in the news. This man evidently beat up two of his wives and some girlfriends too, I guess. And now his girlfriend is his Trump's buddy was Hicks.
Yes.
He's seeing her now. I hope she got better sense to get the hell away from him.
You remember when Michael Wolff, now, we've admitted on here that we enjoyed the Michael Wolff gossip.
Well, everything you told me about it, made me laugh.
Pretty funny. Mostly seems true. He's pretty gross when he's going around insinuating Nikki Haley was sleeping with Trump. Although when I first heard it, I will say that my poison man mind only went to, oh, wow, that's some good gossip.
Yeah.
And not like, oh, right, he shouldn't, even though Nikki Haley is helping Trump and so therefore is terrible. It's also an easy way to just say a woman just sleeps around to get power.
Yeah.
But also a lot of people started saying that they thought that Donald Trump was sleeping with Hope Hicks. When Michael Wolff was saying, "Oh, there's a secret affair story in my book."
Well, this poor woman, Hope Hicks, all the men that she worked with, she has to choose any of them. They're all awful.
I never thought I'd say I'd rather her be sleeping with Trump than anybody else, but then I didn't know that this guy existed. But if your choices are Trump or him.
Well, hopefully that we know of, Trump didn't give. We ain't seen no pictures of black eyes Trump's give yet. So he done terrible thing to women, but you don't know if he beat the hell out of them yet. But this fella, I guess, did. And everybody's making a fuss. First, old Kelly defending him. Kelly had a bad week. I used to like. Remember when we used to like Kelly? We liked him. So thank God for that man.
Somebody's in charge.
Somebody knows what's going on.
Oh, he took his phone away, I bet. Because these things are running good. We're basically on the way back to making America great again. That's what we thought. We thought somebody's in charge. It did calm down. It's still crazy, but it's like.
How'd it calm down?
Imagine what it was like when Reince Priebus was still in there.
Well, yeah, but it ain't
fucking
watch your mouth.
Breitbart.
Well, I'm
The
glad those,
Breitbart scarecrow, I call
I'm
it.
glad those idiots are gone, and it seemed a little better, but, Charlottesville, just keep going down the list. Ain't nothing stopped. And now, today, first off, it said Mexicans were lazy because they didn't sign up for DACA. And I seen people, Latino people, they're the hardest working people in this country. They are. They do all the jobs that people don't want to do, and they work their butts off. And for this man to say that, he's awful. But anyway, there's one thing. And now it comes out that's
just also the easiest, most basic racist shit you can say. That's not even hiding behind like a Steve Bannon philosophy.
No,
that's
they're lazy.
That's the dumbest fucking person.
Watch your mouth.
That's a cliche. It's a racism cliche. If you're going to be racist in 2018, at least come up with some weird shit like a fucking tiki torch or something.
Hey.
Like, think about it for 2 seconds. They're all lazy. You're like in the White House. Like, either hide it or come up with some batshit nuts racism. Don't fucking they're lazy. I don't trust a one of them. Like somebody walk in the room and you like grab your wife's purse and stick it behind a pillow. Like, just don't call attention to it. And then it'd be like, yeah, I put my wife's purse behind the pillow. I put my wife's pillow behind her purse, and then I put the purse and the pillow behind another pillow.
Right.
Because I'm racist.
Well, not only is he racist, I guess he's real good buddies with people that beat up their wives. He know about, all of them knew, first off. Trump, every time I say Trump must have known that don't ever bring his name up. Because, he may have colluded with Russia. He could have done it and still don't have a clue that he did.
He doesn't know a fucking thing.
He don't know nothing. So people
he could be doing it right now. You ask him, are you colluding? He's colluding with Russia. He could say, I'm colluding with Russia. And you go, are you colluding with Russia? He said, I don't know. And he's sincere. It's not an excuse. Doesn't mean he can't go to jail. I'm just saying.
He's president, and you should hold things to him, but you can't because he's crazy. So
people hate it when you say jail and Trump because they go, for what?
Well, and we'll make a list. This is just one added thing. It's just there's two theories. The main theory is just they're all idiots, which seems to be proving the case over and over again.
Usually what's going on.
That's what seems to be going on. Now, this man doesn't have clearance. The FBI's been checking out this guy for months and months and months now because he's working in the White House. You're supposed to be checked out. Of course, we know how they feel about the damn FBI, but still. They had to tell Chief of Staff this. They told John Kelly knew that this man beat up his wives. He knows this. He's known it for months and months. And then first he says, there's no way he did this. Not the man I know. This is a great American. And I guess he likes him because he's a guy that filters out Trump stuff, which if he's doing a job of that, he's very necessary. I say that. But he's also a piece of shit, excuse my language, because to beat up the wife don't need to be anywhere in the White House. So then Kelly comes out, the picture of this young woman, one of the women he married to, got a black eye. He comes out, oh, this is just terrible. This is it. Well, you knew about it forever. And to think, well, it'll never get out there. So either they're just stupid and thought that, or they're thinking something gets out every week. So even if they do get mad about this guy beating up his two wives, they probably ain't going to care about that either.
Let me tell you what's going on here, Jackie. Let me break it down to you. I wish I had a column in a major metropolitan newspaper because we're in phase 2 of the Trump White House. Now, I know it's only been a year. It might even be phase 3. I'm not 100%.
It feel like phase 80. I don't know.
Phase 1 was chaos. That's when you had Steve Bannon and Reince Priebus, and you had them running around warring on each other. Jared Kushner still thought he could do something. And wasn't afraid of going to jail yet. So it's everybody just walking. You had Michael Wolff in the corner.
Writing everything down.
Licking his fingers and turning pages. Ooh, this is juicy, he'd say. I don't know what he sounds like. I know he's on TV, but I don't watch any of that. I just see his little face.
Yeah.
Now we're in cover-up, phase 2. You know who's in there now? The cover-uppers. The first ones was leakers. They wanted everything out. They wanted to fight. They were struggling. They were jockeying for supremacy. Now you got the cover-uppers. You got Kelly. He's a great cover-upper. They know that something's happening with Mueller. They're in cover-up mode. These lawyers. These people telling Trump don't do it. He's listening to them like 3% of the time. Cover up. This is that's how bad this White House is. This is cover up phase.
Well, they ain't covering nothing up, are they?
I'm saying it's terrible.
They're awful.
But can you imagine? Can you imagine without Kelly there, which we might be seeing pretty soon?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Somebody said, "Oh, he's okay for now," but hell, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
He only beat up a woman. People don't give a shit. People don't give a shit. What do we expect is going to happen? It's going to bring the administration down?
No. That's what I'm saying. It could be either they're stupid or they're just like, nobody give a damn about anything. You can,
cover-up mode.
And it just lets you know these kind of people. I mean, look at how many people have left this place and for what reasons. All of them, just the worst people. The worst people alive right now in the White House run the country. That's what a lot of percentage of Americans wanted, I guess. Well, I guess Russia wanted it pretty bad, too, looking like. Come out that they messed with more than just people's computers getting the votes. I heard that. There's some more stuff come out that they affected maybe how states chose people, who they could vote and who they couldn't.
Jackie, I don't know why you and your buddies in the mainstream media are so intent on discrediting the Trump administration. Why do you want to delegitimize the Trump victory?
Why not? I know what have they done? I mean, you talk about the election.
He hates it when you get in there and try to delegitimize him.
Well,
he is legitimized. He's the most legitimate president there ever was.
Well, he won, but I don't know how. And it wasn't just one thing. I think it's what they call it the perfect storm. I don't think it was just one single thing did it. Russia doing what they did had some effect. Russians had Democrats chewing on each other. They split the vote between old Russians had old Bernie Sanders. They're working him hard.
I'm telling you, the Russians are figuring out how to put celebrity faces on porn bodies. Can you imagine what's next? They're going to have Trump riding a tank into ISIS territory, blowing ISIS up. He's going to be like turning the camera like 4 more years, and he's going to take his shirt off, and he's going to be cut and buff. And people going to go, that's our president. Yep. And it doesn't matter how many times you get on CNN and say, that didn't happen, that ain't true. They put President Trump on a porn body they hired to drive a tank into ISIS. It was all on a soundstage. Nobody believes that shit now. They just don't have the pictures of it. You're seeing the truth, and you're on TV. Everybody but Fox is saying, this is the truth. But half the country's like, well, shit, that ain't true.
Well, at least Fox got old Shep Smith. He's the one. And if you really want someone to break something down for you, watch Shep Smith's show on Fox News. Because if you really want to know what's going on, he'll tell you, and he'll explain it good to you. And I'll tell you why. Fox don't, if anything's negative on Trump, if they ain't got no angle on it, like, for instance, today, look what's on Hannity tonight. He's talking about Uranium-1 again. Because they ain't got they ain't found the dirt on these women that, got beat up yet, or ain't got enough, don't feel comfortable saying anything about it yet.
How's he going to make any money off that? He can make money off uranium.
Well, yeah, that's true, yeah. But, when something sticks and holds, Fox don't talk about it 3 or 4 days. So when Shep comes on, he's the only one on there that talks about this stuff. He has to really explain it in depth. If you come on to CNN, they talking about what happened 5 minutes ago. You go Shep Smith, he going to say the beginning, the middle, and the end. He's the only one on Fox News that catching people up from how this started. This started about 2 weeks ago, but it's about time I told you. It gets to the point where Fox has to talk about it, and then he say, here you go, Shep.
When he talks to John Roberts on there, John Roberts has a look like he's going to get in trouble.
Yep.
He wants to help Shepard Smith, but he's got to go.
Don't want to help him too? Yeah, I'm busy in the White House. Yeah, I don't want to help you too much.
You're right. Here's some pictures of Porter's wives. They say, I really got to go.
Yep. And so far, it seems like Shep, his job's secure. But I like old Shep Smith, not just because he, of course, everybody going to say he's a liberal one of this or that. To me, it just seems like he's the only one telling what the hell's going on. But he has to be in depth to catch people up.
Yeah, the rest of Fox is they're just reading FBI texts.
Just
why? This is what I don't understand. Is there's a couple things. One, how do you look so deep into everything for conspiracy. The text, the FBI, the leadership of the FBI, everything going back to Obama, and he's controlling, making sure everybody's spied on and cataloged, and it's Obama. It all goes back to Obama. It all goes back to Hillary Clinton, and all this stuff. It all ties together. What's the guy that got killed wearing the flag jumpsuit, drinking a beer?
Yeah,
it all goes back to Seth Rich. That's all these. But the president is committing crimes. He's just doing shitty stuff right out in public.
Nobody care about that.
I mean, like, not even hidden. Is that it? You have to hide it a little bit to get people into it?
Well, that's what got him in trouble this week, trying to hide that he beat up his wives. They didn't,
That's true. The cover-up, maybe Kelly should go, because covering up in the Trump administration does not work.
That's the reason I don't understand all this Mueller investigation. Them freaking Trump digging a hole deeper and deeper and deeper for himself. They already admitted it. His son went and talked with the Russians to get dirt on Hillary. They said it right then.
All their stuff is out in the open. The stuff with Nunes and Hannity backing them up. All that shit is to their cover-up. What cover-up works for them is just to bring Hillary Clinton back up.
Yeah.
Just to muddy the waters. Sure, everything's out in the open, but they're crooked. They're looking into it because they're crooked.
Yeah.
Yes, I committed the crimes, but the cops are crooked.
Yep.
I guess that's also how OJ got off, so they're probably onto something.
Yeah, I guess. I
mean, he never said he committed the crimes, but the cops were crooked.
Well, yeah, they were crooked, weren't they? Yeah.
I'm not saying the FBI is crooked.
Well,
I mean, I don't understand. That's the second thing I don't understand is that the Trump fans want the FBI to completely be staffed by people who love Trump. That's just not possible. Like, who in their right mind was not texting each other during the election going, fuck Trump?
Or making fun of him or something. Everybody did that. Good Lord. Every profession, anybody. There ain't nobody left out of that.
If the FBI was just staffed by people who love Trump, that would be the dumbest FBI ever.
Well, yeah.
That would literally be like racist Keystone Cops. They would be walking into fucking doors. They'd be shooting themselves. Somebody would get shot in the locker room every day. They spend all their time investigating I saw a black guy drive by awful slow in my neighborhood case. It would all be, they'd be like the George Zimmermans of the Justice Department. But, like, hopefully less effectual. I'm not saying the FBI ain't already racist. Let's take a step back here.
Well, yeah.
FBI can, all the CIA, FBI, everybody's like out to get you. They want to take, your weed, your pot, your drugs, your guns probably. Like, they don't care about your rights. They're here to arrest you. They are cops. They're coming for you. Am I being detained? I like them right now because they're coming for Donald Trump. I like these people, they're throwbacks to a time when you kind of knew what the FBI was. You couldn't trust them unless you were another white guy that looked just like them.
Yeah.
It's comforting in a terrible way. At least we knew what that world was. This I don't understand anymore.
No.
Are we cheering for the FBI?
I don't understand any of it.
I mean, when I read a text that was it's like fuck Trump, I'm like, oh, okay, but they're not so bad. It humanizes them. Fucking around, hating Trump. I understand that. But now Trump hates the FBI. So that means the FBI is my friend. Trump loves parades. We hate parades now.
Yeah.
I don't.
Right. Yep.
It's a fucking terrible world.
Hey, watch the language. It's worse
I
when you
want
say
to
that.
I want to enjoy a parade. I want to hate the FBI. Trump is ruining everything.
Well, yeah. There's nothing driving me crazy. Like I said, when you get into the details and stuff, what did he know, what did he don't know, he's an idiot. But I still don't like the man. You know, you want to blame Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell and these people just coddling him and letting them do whatever they want, the leaders of my so-called party. You know, you really would do want to blame John Kelly. You won't blame him. You won't blame these people because they ain't worth blaming Trump, you know. But I do. I still do. I hate that man.
That's
I can't stand that man. I know he ain't responsible for you know, most what he's responsible for we know about because he run his mouth about it, and it don't follow nobody but him. Everybody else scurrying around him, defending
Well,
him.
it's a case of which came first, the asshole or the egg, because you got an asshole and you got a bunch of
Laid an egg.
yeah. I don't know how I was going to get that to work.
But I can't think of anything you could do to satisfy me personally. You know, people talk, oh, I can't wait to see him in jail. I can't wait to see
You don't want to
SOB.
see Trump in jail?
If he did what he did, if they did what they're saying he did, then he needs to go to jail. I ain't saying
Be
that.
the worst Oz ever.
But I don't care, you know.
It wouldn't make you happy.
I'm not going to get up and if he's a criminal and it goes, I always like it if you did what you said, you know, I like justice. I'll say that.
So it wouldn't make you happy if he resigned? If
he ain't going
from office?
Well, it depends on what sort of conditions that would be under, but he's not going to resign.
Impeached. He won't resign, and I'll tell you why. MC Hammer said this a long time ago. He hates being delegitimized.
Yep.
And if he quits, it would delegitimize his presidency unless he can find some way to do that. So he is too legit to quit in his own mind.
Well,
it's sad.
In his mind, yeah. But
in his mind, sure. The other thing that MC Hammer said that was true was we got to pray just to make it today.
Well, that's
also
true. I agree with that.
That's also true.
I agree with that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Amen.
So then what would make you happy? How can we get Trump? What demise, what long-awaited demise of Trump would make you happy?
That's what makes Trump's supporters so happy about him when he drives people crazy. They love it because they know there's nothing you can do to him. I can't think it. Well, I can think one scenario there. I thought of one. If it's going to some meeting or something like that, and he steps out of the limousine, and he just gets pelted with eggs. A bunch of eggs hit him. Right?
But not hurt.
No, just get egg on him.
Oh, that would make him really mad.
He'd get mad. Now, that'd be good, but it wouldn't be enough.
You need more than that?
I'm telling you, this is the God's honest truth, and I ain't necessarily a soothsayer. I'm just telling you, I can read that man, I guarantee you. If it happened once, it'd be bad. He'd get on Twitter, he'd go off about it. I'd look at these heathens, whatever, they, you know, on and on and on.
That'd be pretty good.
In itself, I don't like him on Twitter no matter what he's saying, but I hear what you're saying. But after that, let's say it happened again the very next day. Well, it's going to be worse. First, it'd be on TV everywhere, on the computer, everybody seeing him just getting. He just got hit with eggs the day before.
Egg twice is pretty good.
The second day it happened.
That's pretty good.
Everybody saying and laughing and everything. He mad as hot as can be. Now, can't guarantee it now. It might be after the second time, but I guarantee you, if he got out of that limousine on the third day, wherever he went, if he's foolish enough to go outside again, and he got hit with eggs that third day, I guarantee you, I give you everything I own. He would resign that day and throw a fit over it. He'd quit. He'd walk out of there. That's the one condition I think on which he would resign.
He'd be mad at America.
Oh, he'd be like, I tried my best. Look what all I did, and this is what I get in return. The hell, he turned his back on all those supporters of him faster because if he got humiliated 3 times in a row. And first off, let me make it perfectly clear, I am not encouraging anyone to do this.
Oh, no, don't.
Not at all. This is a fantasy talk world, like a fantasy football, something like that. This in my head. Yeah, well, whatever it is, I do not asking anybody to do this. But if it did happen, I guarantee you, he'd walk the hell out of it. He'd be like, well, hell with this.
That would be satisfying.
That would be if he would drop everything because of his pride. Well, what you would know, his pride runs everything ever. But just 3 pictures of him, videos of him going around, him getting hit with eggs, and you'd be watching that third one again. There's the one. That's the one that did it.
That's it. That's better than jail. That's much better.
Jail, they lock him up and that's it. But him, you watching that forever and ever, and him leaving office. Russia, they were going to get. Oh no, none of that. He quit.
Yeah, Russia can't interfere with getting hit in the face with an egg.
Nope. Trial they might.
Now, I guess you could put his face on a porn body and hit him with an egg.
I don't want to talk about that.
But it needs to be the real. It needs to be Donald Trump hit with an egg in real life reality 3 times.
Three, maybe two. The first time, no, he wouldn't resign. 2 times, there's a good possibility. The 2nd time, but the 3rd time, I guarantee you, he'd walk. He'd be gone. The hell with all of you.
That'd be worth watching. That would be a good walk to the helicopter.
Yeah. God's honest truth, I guarantee you, that's what do it. Again, not encouraging. You go to prison many, many years for doing that, so don't do it. It ain't worth anybody going to jail. Secret Service will prevent that, and they should. That's their job, so don't. Not encouraging it, but I guarantee you, if it happened, after that 3rd time, he's gone. He ain't fast like Bush. Remember when Bush ducked that shoe?
Yeah.
Trump ain't got that kind of speed on him.
No.
And Bush is up there in age too. Still, he run and stuff. He does, he
stays active.
Yeah.
He was another good person with quick with a little put down.
Yeah.
Like I'd love to hear. I wonder what he nickname. He's probably got a nickname for Trump.
Oh, we don't know what it is. Yeah, but yeah. He come in the news. He said to Russia definitely. I mean, that's not really news, but everybody's saying Bush said that Russia definitely meddled. Well, we all know that it did, but I guess it's a big deal when somebody says it.
Remember when the media, whenever Bush would say something, the media would say, "Oh, then it's opposite, I guess."
Yeah.
Now they love him.
Yeah.
Because anybody that hates Trump, I'd understand it. Anybody that hates Trump is your friend. Anybody who loves Trump is your enemy.
That's what's put everybody in the world like. That's what it is right now.
It's thrown everything. Nothing makes sense anymore.
Nope.
When he got mad at the people, and see, then he does things like this. This is confusing. The treason, the treason clapping.
Yeah.
When he said it was treason because Democrats didn't clap all the way through his speech. Now, it was a joke. But is it a joke?
With him, I don't know.
It's a thing he said in a lighthearted tone to elicit a reaction from the audience to get laughs, and they laughed. I mean, it sounds like a joke until you realize how other things he says that sound like a... But it all just goes into this world that's not... where nothing's real. So you take it out of context and you just read it. You're like, oh, he's saying that's treason. Everybody gets mad about it. And you should get mad about it because that's just the president joking that the Democrats are treasonous. It's kind of a new thing. But then we're in that world where everything he says is real and not real. You believe it and you don't believe it.
Hey, guess what? He created this world. He's the one that did it. Did the press help him? Yeah. Did the Republicans help him? Yeah. Did the Democrats help him? I think it did a little bit. Yeah. But it's his now.
I don't even know what we're supposed to be mad at him for. I know we're supposed to be mad at him for saying treason, even if it's a joke. Or are we? Is that a waste of time? Should we be mad at him because of this guy on his staff that they protected?
Covered up. Knew that it beat up.
Or should we just write him off immediately from everything he did from the minute he rolled that escalator down, said, I'm running for president, I hate Mexicans?
Yep.
And should we just say everything he did since then is stupid, racist, illegitimate, dumb, idiotic, anti-American?
It has been. But he's president. People voted for him. Like I said, combination of a lot of different things led him to get to where he's at, but more or less, enough people voted for him. That's for damn sure.
So we have to do we take it back? I mean,
Hey, you can't take it back.
When they say-
every time they talk about women trying to be treated differently, we know what he said on the bus with Billy Bush. And Sarah Huckabee gets up there and they try to bring it up again because it's in the news all the time, because it should be. Women need to be treated with respect. And she said, well, American people already made a decision about that. Now, most time I can't stand what that woman says. I said, she's lying right there. But every time she says that, she's telling the truth. When she said we don't need to discuss that, the American people already made that determination. And they did. He's in the White House. They knew how he felt about women. They knew how he felt about Mexicans. They knew he's a racist piece of shit, excuse my language. And they voted for him. So why any of this surprises anybody, it just surprises just because he's in the damn White House, because he's a president. And it's every damn day.
Yeah, but then if you go that far with it, then when he says, well, the president can't get in trouble for nothing because he's the president. That's a philosophy. They're probably going to trot out the closer Mueller gets to him.
They are trotting it out. They've been doing it.
And maybe they're right.
It looks that way to me, don't it? We'll see what happens. Everybody midterms, we'll see what happens, see how, that's still a ways away. A lot can happen between now and then. But for the most part, I think Democrats are going to get in there and they're going to raise whole hell with him. They won't impeach him. They say they're going to. Some people will run on it, and some of them will try, but they won't.
Listen, some people love Trump. More people hate Trump. Some people just think it's all kind of funny.
Yep.
The Joker people.
Yep.
So they're making money right now from the chaos and the fear and the outrage. And when, this is really cynical, but I'm going to keep going with it. And then when the Democrats get in there, that's going to make even more money off that. That's a good show to watch for everybody to make money off of and click on and watch on TV. Democrats yelling at the president yelling back, president getting more and more dictator-like, the Democrats impeaching him or threatening him and him getting into question. That's a good show. I'll watch that show. How long are we going to watch that show? Then what's the next show?
Whatever show it is, half people going to love it, other half going to hate it.
But they all going to watch that shit.
Yep.
They click on them. Jesus Christ. All right. Let's wrap it up.
Throw a computer in the lake, people.
You know what? Go outside and hit. I want to say help. Help somebody.
Don't
I said
say hit, yeah.
I said hit.
What's wrong with you?
The world. I meant to say go outside and help somebody. Shake a hand. Shake somebody's hand. Go outside and shake a hand or feed a goose.
Don't hit nobody.
Don't hit nobody.
Got enough of that going on
I
already.
didn't mean to say hit. I wanted to say help, and I said hit. Jackie.
Hey, everybody, it's Jackie Bros.
Folks, people, this is Dunlap, the man. I am, of course, the leader of this podcast, the captain of the ship,
Later.
the cowboy commander.
You ain't a captain of nothing. Nobody'd put you in charge of anything. Anybody in their right mind.
Folks, if you are listening to this podcast for the first time, and our good buddy Guy Lancaster told us we still get new listeners.
Right.
He said he had a buddy listen to us for the first time.
New listeners.
A new listener, Jackie. So don't act like what you say on here don't matter. Words count. So when you get on here and start acting like, well, I'm an idiot and everybody knows it, no, they don't. You have to show them with every word.
Right, is it?
There's people tuning into you right now.
Right.
Who are blank slates. They have no opinion of you whatsoever.
On a computer.
You need to convince them that their time is worthless enough to invest the next hour listening to us talking and laughing and cutting up and
that's just all on the computer, people. Right?
How else do people communicate these days?
I still talk to people on a regular telephone. I got one in the store, got one in my house. I'll tell you one person that called me all the time. Pinky Piglet Stein Jr., she needs me on the phone 24/7 all the
The
time.
woman who screwed you out of all the money you were owed.
She didn't do no such a thing.
Like father, like daughter.
No, why do you... Bless you. I'm a spokesperson now. I'm going to go ahead. We got a lot to talk about, so I'm going to do my sponsor right now, and I can tell you...
Wait, can you hold on? Can you take 2 seconds here?
No. For what?
Hold on.
What are you doing?
When you hear it, you're going to be like, oh, man, that was worth it.
What is it?
Okay, and everybody listening for the first time, this is something I do a lot, and it's cool as hell. And you're going to be like, oh, I get it now.
Right.
Oh, now I know why I'm here.
I see what
you
you're
ever
doing.
have those moments of clarity where you're like, why am I here?
Just open your
Why
beer.
am I working this job? You look over at your spouse and you go like, why the fuck am I here?
Open
you
your
look
beer.
at your kids and you go, why am I here?
Nobody
and then
cares.
Your kid smiles at you, or your spouse makes you an egg, or your job gives you a big promotion and a fancy new work car, and maybe you get to come into the office an hour less every day. I don't know how jobs work.
There you go.
And you go, that's why I'm here.
Nobody cares about that.
I opened a beer on
Yeah.
a podcast, man.
All right.
I bet you've probably been listening to other podcasts like whatever, NPR shit, or whatever, the Pod Save America shit,
Don't.
or whatever, the Gist with Mike Pesca. You know what? None of them open a fucking beer on this goddamn.
Hey,
I opened a.
watch your mouth.
Listen. You're probably like, how did I get by without hearing a beer? You know what we ought to do is me opening a beer mega mix on here.
If I don't have to be around there, that's fine.
Mega mix.
Well, do it. I don't care.
Well, I'm going to start cutting that together on my phone.
What do you do with it?
What were you going to say?
Huh? My sponsor, yeah. Let me tell you, I'm happy to be a spokesman for Jackie Stores. They're opening one up in Memphis now, and I'm excited about that.
In Memphis.
Yeah,
All the way over in Memphis?
all the way over there, yeah.
What are they going to call it?
Well, it's Jackie is like the rest of them. It's all the same. It's a, franchise, whatever you call it.
What are they going to have at this Jackie's store?
The same thing they got at the rest of them. Well, it's a convenience store thing. Well, there's a branch off, which I need to address. And I'll address it directly. We'll get to that because I know there's a lot of anxious ears holding on, concerned about the animals, concerned for the pets, and I'm going to get right to that. Don't you worry.
Yeah,
But
folks, if you're just listening for the first time and you're right, like, are they going to hurt a dog? Probably not.
no, I'm not going to hurt a dog. No, sir. And no one affiliated with Jackie 4 Dogs or Jackie's 4 Dogs are going to ever hurt an animal intentionally. Never. I say it right now, unless it's, cattle. If it's a animal we eat.
Cujo.
Well, in that case, if I had, if it's between me and, Cujos.
So if it's a delicious dog or a mad dog.
Omen dogs, too. Remember omen dogs?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Devil dogs, what I call them.
Delicious.
Omen. If I had a devil dog, I don't know what I'd do. But whatever, you couldn't
What
hold
would
it
you do
against
if
me.
you did have a devil dog?
Coming after you?
Yeah, just living with you. You'd be like, something ain't right with that dog.
No. You wouldn't want to live with it. It's of a devil. You don't want the devil in your house.
You didn't know it when you got it.
I wouldn't get one. I know that's racist, but those devil-looking, they all look like devil dogs to me. Those dogs that racist. I'll admit to my prejudices on dogs. I know that dog ain't got no choice. It wasn't his fault that they put him in that movie. Dogs can't make those decisions. But ever since then, those dogs scare me. Devil dogs, what I call them, those big black dogs, mean-looking dogs.
So what if one of them devil dogs got dropped off near your house and just wound up on your porch?
Well, I call police what I do. I call the animal control, whatever, because you don't know if they have rabies. Any dog wander up and get on your porch, you need to think twice before you just say, get on, out, run them off. You don't know what that dog's been through or what's in his mind. You best call, Humane Society or somebody else.
Not one, that dog comes up to you and nuzzles the back of your leg, just as sweet as could be.
Yeah.
And melts that hard heart of yours, that ice cold heart.
The devil dog ain't gonna let get near my leg. No, sir.
You ever seen Captain America when he got froze up by the Nazi skull?
No.
And he's in that big chunk of ice?
No.
That's what your heart's like, except there's no Captain America in it.
What? I
It's
love
pure
America with my
ice.
heart as much as anything. No, look, devil dog didn't even have to bite you. Remember, Omen, devil dog just look at you, you hang yourself. You know, it don't even have to hurt you, even though it's big enough to hurt 4 or 5 people. Devil dog just look at you mean, and the next thing you know, we put a gun to your head or something. And I know that ain't real. It's a movie. I understand, but that stays in your head, you know.
I know that in particular ain't real, but come on, we've all been hypnotized by an animal.
Right?
You never been hypnotized by an animal?
Well, you mean just looking at an animal, just not, but not an animal that wanted me ill will for me or anything. If there's a cute little puppy, you can say I hypnotized by it. Well, maybe in a sense, just look at little, bless it. But look at that little fella. You know, I'd be like that. I could stay in that state for a while. Yeah.
But like a snake never jungle booked you
No.
or nothing like that? I thought
Snake,
you
I
grew
don't-
up on a farm.
I did, but I don't. They ain't a hypnotist. I'm talking about some animal that I like. If I like, there's a cow I had, there's a horse I had.
Hypnotized you.
Mickey Mouse, a horse. That's when I was growing up. That's what we had on the farm.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, I love this horse. I was a young man. I love horses. I still love horses. But when you're a young man, you really love a horse. And just, stroke him and groom him and clean him and wash it. That old time hypnotized in the sense that he's just my full occupation of all my thoughts, that sort of thing. For a
To
young
me,
man.
that sounds like a horse hypnotized
No,
you
I don't think he did it.
with his devil eyes.
Well, no. What, he won't be cleaned all the time?
Well, how do you know? How do you know you really love that horse? Or how do you know the horse
I know
didn't-
I love that horse. I remember I love a horse. Horse didn't have nothing to do with it. Horse is a horse. I'm
Sound
sure
like
the
a-
horse knew I wasn't going to do it wrong. We had a relationship. Yes, I agree. I think that.
How do you know the horse didn't get inside your mind and wasn't guiding your hand?
What?
I just find it very fishy that you've never been hypnotized by any animal.
Not hypnotized like a magic person does. No, just hypnotized in that dog. I'm gonna think about that dog or that horse or whatever all day. That's sort of hypnotized. And the animal ain't got nothing to do with that. That's all on me. Animal got something to do if he's cute,
I just don't see
nice
how
animal.
we'll
I
ever
guess.
get to the bottom of that.
Huh?
I just don't see how you can trust your feelings on that.
Well, I don't like snakes, so I wouldn't look at a snake and say, "Oh, I think that's the prettiest snake I ever seen." I mean, I don't dislike snakes. I mean, I don't hate them either, but I don't think they're cute or cuddly or anything like that.
Okay, on a scale of Indiana Jones hates snakes
Huh?
to Medusa snake hair,
Well,
where would you fall?
I ain't snake hair, that's for sure, but I ain't scared of them either. They don't scare me,
Right in the middle.
I guess.
We need more of that middle ground here in America these days.
Well, that's you right about that. That's for sure. But too many people are damn crazy. That ain't ever gonna happen.
no.
That's over with.
Well, we're
Old days
done.
are
We're
gone.
fucked.
Anybody that talks about that, I laugh in the face.
Undecided voter.
Phew, hell.
You either a Russian bot or what would the opposite of that be?
Well,
What would the opposite of a Russian bot be?
a real person, I guess. I don't know what.
Yeah.
The bot's a computer person, right? That's
Yep.
that's what you explained to me. The bot, like robot, is what it's supposed to be, and bot is fake, not real. Like a robot's a fake person,
Yeah.
or a fake dog, whatever
Yep.
you make a robot of. Godzilla, King Kong, anything. Robot's fake version of that. So these are Russian computer things, right?
Yeah.
All right.
That's a good example. That's what the world's going to be. Start out with all King Kongs and Godzillas, going to wind up just being the fake Mecha Godzillas.
Big, metal one, yeah. You make a metal one, yeah.
Mecha King Kong.
Yeah, and I don't know why people make, because every time King Kong whip his butt or Godzilla won, they always beat up a robot of them. I don't remember a time a robot was better and got the best of them, hurt them bad. But every time a robot that's gonna be garbage by the end of it. Every one of those.
Have they ever done that on wrestling? Like, was there like a robot Stone Cold Steve Austin?
They had to be sometime or another, shouldn't they? Because they did it in the funny books, didn't they? There wasn't a robot Superman, robot Batman. Everybody has the same person, robot version of them that you got to beat up. Goes crazy at some point. I ain't seen it on wrestling, but they're missing out on that. if they ain't done it yet, that's you need to get someone on the phone now.
Somebody out there listening knows if there's been a robot version of like King Kong Bundy come out.
Should have been. If it's in everything else, should have been that.
A lot of times they are ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
On like fights, on coffins, things like that.
Wrestling stores, yeah, they got everything in them. I can't imagine it don't have a robot in it yet. But I don't remember one. Jerry Lawler never had a robot. I don't remember. I can't think of any of them.
And we're not counting like rock and wrestling cartoon on TV, Hulk Hogan cartoon.
No, real wrestling. This
real
ain't
wrestling.
The real thing. The real sport.
Real wrestling.
Yeah.
Have a robot, not cartoon wrestling.
Cartoon wrestling.
That one, I'm almost positive there was like a cartoon.
That's for children,
Wendy
anyway.
Richter or something like that come out. Robot Wendy Richter, Robo Richter maybe, or a robot junkyard dog. I was just thinking that my favorite song off the wrestling album, Grab Them Cakes, GRABTHEMCAKES. Grab Them Cakes by Junkyard Dog. I don't know if that flies in this new world.
Yeah.
I mean, he never mentions consent at all. I don't want to spend my days just cataloging everything we can't talk about anymore. I'd like to be marching into the future helping people who've never had a voice before.
Wrestlers?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more oppressed people than just wrestlers, but can you imagine working for Vince McMahon?
Wrestlers have it hard now. That's hard work that they do. And to make somebody, like that song I remember you played with, to make somebody rap on top of that, they're already working hard. So whether he's in his right mind or not, concerning that, somebody probably told him to do that. I don't think he didn't write it himself, did he?
I'd have to check the credits.
Yeah.
I'll pull it out when I get home.
But that's already, you wrestling all the time, that's hard enough job on its own. Let alone being a movie or whatever else.
Jesse Ventura's on that out. Should we just talk about the wrestling album some more?
Yeah, I remember, because I started giggling at it, you took it out again, because you had it as a little youngin', didn't you? And then you found it again. You hadn't had it in a long time, and then you found it again. Right?
Did Mean Gene Okerlund sing Tutti Frutti? Like, there are wrestling podcasts. I'm sure I've talked about this in great detail. But if you don't listen to them and you just want to be amused by Mean Gene Okerlund singing Tutti Frutti, which I'm 79% sure that's what happens on that album. Can you imagine that even? They wouldn't even put that on Spotify. That shit's free.
Huh? That's all the wrestlers singing, right?
If you went up to Spotify and said, can I put Mean Gene Okerlund singing Tutti Frutti on here? They'd be like, fuck no.
Hey.
I thought, can't you put everything on here? Like, not that.
Spotify, that's for podcasts, right?
Yeah, we're on there too now.
Spotify.
Our music and our should we just re-record the wrestling album for our next musical endeavor?
I can't sing like a wrestler. I don't know what. Yeah, I don't sing like that. I didn't like any of the songs on it. I'll be right now. Some of them are silly when they go, I'm gonna get you.
I mean, the best one is Grab Them Cakes.
Well,
but I don't know what to do about it.
I like Junkyard Dog. I like that song all right, but I like his wrestling better.
Does Coco Beware have a song on there?
I don't know, but he should. That bird going off. Rah, rah. Like if they had a song and he's on it and that bird ain't making some noise, that they messed up on that.
Listen, we're also talking about a lot of wrestlers, and we don't know which ones have been accused of sexual misconduct. So don't take us throwing around names of 70-year-old wrestlers as an endorsement. We're just trying to remember a record. I don't know who got in trouble for what. I don't know who's dead. Well, Hulk Hogan, he got in trouble.
Yeah. He's a racist one, right? Yeah. Coco Beware, though, I love he come out with that bird on him. Get that bird, get the wings going. That's entertainment right there for me. That's when wrestling was good. I know today they got blow-up machines and that, all sorts of lights and all that stuff, but I tell you, I long for the days when all you needed was a bird on your shoulder. Those were good. That's all it needed. Didn't need no special effects. It's just charm and a bird. Nowadays, you gotta have laser beam eyes, not robot eyes or whatever. But you know what's a mean looking one? A dead one.
Undertaker.
That one, yeah, that's like a monster. You know, they always had gimmicks, but you know what I'm saying? Just keep it simple.
Yeah, Undertaker's been around for like 100 years.
How long?
Like 100 years.
Yeah.
He's not a new gimmicky wrestler, if that's what you're thinking.
How long? But he ain't been around as long as Coco Beware, has he?
No.
Well, there you go.
I don't think. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't remember him back in.
Look, if we're going to turn into a wrestling podcast, I got to pull up Wikipedia.
Well, I ain't prepared for it or nothing. I'm just going by what I've seen on TV. It's been years. I don't keep up with it as much like I used to.
I pretty much live through their songs. If I'm going to know, I need to hear them sing. That's why I haven't really followed it that close since the 80s, because I need an album. Yeah. I need to know how they're going to interpret Cara Mia.
Yeah. I remember you used to love it. You listened to it over and over again.
That's
you
a
young
good CD.
You found it again or somewhere. Someone got it. You showed it to me on the computer.
Rick Derringer's on there.
Yeah. Bunch of them.
He's a musician, not a wrestler.
Who is he? We got a lot to talk about on here. Let me tell you right now. So I'm glad we got the wrestling out of the way. I knew that was bound to happen. I can't predict when, but, you know, if you listen to this regularly or something, anything set off, we'll be talking about wrestling for a while. So thanks for bearing with us. Or if you like wrestling, I'm glad you listened.
If you go back and listen to all the ones where we talked about wrestling, I'll bet you we mentioned Coco Beware and Tojo Yamamoto. We didn't talk about him.
You said that's racist now, though. That's what you told me.
Probably, yeah.
You said I couldn't like him no more because he's racist. But nowadays you can't even like him because he's fat. Because now they shame you for being fat or whatever it is. Bodies.
Yeah, you shouldn't even really.
But that's why I liked him, because he was Japanese and he was mean and he's fat. That's why I liked him. So I guess I liked him for all the wrong reasons. But be quite honest with you, what else is there with you? I mean, he had a funny personality. He's all right, but I mean, that was the selling points.
In a way, you're a victim of society's failings as much as Tojo Yamamoto. Sounds like you're a victim too, Jackie.
I don't feel like a victim because of it. I don't,
All you wanted to do was watch wrestling. Instead, you endorsed racism.
Well, I didn't mean to endorse. I wasn't trying to. You see it. I just like wrestling. I ain't calling myself a victim, though. Didn't nobody make me a victim.
You're still a racist. I'm calling you a racist.
What?
I'm just trying to...
Just shut. Enough racists, enough wrestlers. Can't talk about anything. So let me do my sponsor and that's it.
Oh, that's what we could do. We could start a podcast called Raceling.
What is it? Listen, I have some serious business to get attended to here, so I'm going to do it right now. As a lot of you know, Jack is for dogs, which is basically just like Petco, someplace that I'm like the Colonel Sanders for it. They got my name on it. Get you dog food, cat litter, whatever, toys for dogs. It's like those animal stores, whatever. It's like it.
Can you take your dog there?
Well, you can legally, yes, but right now it's okay. Things are the harnesses have all been changed. I had a harness. Graham Bowstaff Mangy, who is Peggy Pinglet Styron's fiance. A nice young man, enterprising young man, had an invention, looked like it was good. Things didn't go like we hoped it would. It was a harness that you'd fasten onto a large dog. Remember devil dogs like we was talking about? Which you wouldn't even need one of those if it was a real devil dog because it'd look at you. But anyway, if a big dog had to be a good-sized dog to get this harness on, the gun harness, when the dog barked, and this is science and stuff, gears and sound things. I don't know how to do it all. You have to talk to Graham Bowstaff means of how this thing works. But when this animal barked aggressively, when your dog barked aggressively, it would fire this gun harness, which I thought, well, that's a good idea for guard dogs. Dogs that work, police dogs. This going to be something. And so, evidently, a lot of people thought that because we had the place full. It was packed full. There was an incident, which people are still debating. A gun went off. Why it went off when I talked about it? I saw that dog myself, and that dog was so still, so I think it was somebody who was trying to put it on his head. But we're not going to get into that right now. That's legal reasons. I don't want to go down that road on here.
I just got to say, it sounds like there's a lot of opportunities for things to go awry.
Well, what did go awry is, I think, personally, me, that the Rutherford County Police Department, Murfreesboro Police Department, they overreacted. And after this incident happened, a gun was fired that was going to be fastened onto a dog's head. Wasn't quite fastened onto it yet, so that's the reason I don't blame that dog. But anyway, the choice that they made, I think, was a wrong one, which is where they confiscated everybody's dogs. And there's a bunch of dogs, and a lot of people love their dogs and missing their dogs right now. And all I can say is I hope for the best for these animals. There's legal things going on. I feel since we got, 4 dogs back, there must be more on the way, but that hasn't happened yet. So just hold on to hold on to your dream, hold on for your love for your pet, because I'm going to do everything in my power. And again, I ain't legally not much. I ain't got a leg to stand on. This is my picture on the place. That's about it. I was there, a witness to things. Other than that, there's not much I can do.
But they can still sue you, though.
They can't sue a picture. I'm a picture. You can't sue
they
Colonel
can't
Sanders.
sue the picture. They can't sue Colonel Sanders.
No.
But they can sue the person the picture is of.
No, because I don't have it. I'm a spokesperson. I don't have anything. Listen.
What, are you sure about that? The store is called Jackie.
Panky Piglet Starrett Jr., she runs that establishment. Always has.
What did you sign? Tell me what you signed.
I'm on a salary. Made a contract. I'm on salary. I go to these stores and shake people's hands, say hi. Try to. I've learned how to do it enthusiastically, thanks to Peter Pump 'em Up. Well, not Peter Sternwood. See, you got me saying it. But anyway, that's another whole story. Listen.
Should we get into it?
No. These dogs are coming back to you one way, somehow. I'm pretty sure. We don't have any confirmation that these dogs are injured. I want to still give out that so far there's been no incident with the karate hands harness, which Graham Bostoff means he replaces the guns with karate hands, and these hands just kind of, it's not as.
And he's putting those on dogs?
Well, and there has been no complaint, no issue at all. Most people aren't using it for protection because it looks, if you see a gun on top of a dog's head, you get scared. This would look like hands waving around, so it just looks silly. To me.
I thought it was supposed to be karate hands.
Well, it's supposed to be, but they don't. I thought they,
It's more of a joke.
Well, that's how people are using them, but lots of people are using them that way and enjoying it. Graham was upset at first, and I said, look, you got something working good. Don't complain about it. You just say it was a joke. And then sure enough, everybody's coming down there. And it's just like hands waving out your dog's head. From a distance, you go, what the hell is that? You don't know what it is. And when it gets up close to you.
From a distance, that is funny.
Well, when it gets up close, it's still funny. From a distance, sometimes it's scary. Like, what animal is that? What's wrong with that dog if you think it's a dog? But when it gets to you, all these silly hands you put on there. So it's funny either way. But, well, it's funny from a distance if you know what it is.
You know what they should do is they should make a commercial for that, and they should do Bette Midler singing From a Distance. And then you see the commercial is just one long shot of a dog and out in the distance. You're like, what?
Oh, is that a mirage? What is that? What's on that dog's head?
By the end of it, it's right up there in the camera. You're like, that's funny as hell.
Those hands just waving around on top of that dog's head, Bette Midler singing. Yeah. Any idea is good. Take that down to Graham. Graham Bostoff means he made right there.
Does he do the advertising too, or is he just
he ain't done no advertising yet. So when it's time, he may take that under consideration. I guess you'd need to contact Bette Midler too. I wouldn't know how to do that. But the dogs that have come back to which not officially to their owners, because these dogs are under house arrest at the moment because they were there at the incident. These dogs were dogs that did have gun harnesses fastened to the head at some point. Let's just be clear. There was a few dogs that didn't have harnesses, which I guess just kind of got swept up in it, but most of these dogs had a gun harness on the head at some time or another. This before anything got to get started. The gun wasn't loaded. They were just strapping them on, getting it ready. But Zesta, Ranger, Barky, and Zesta's friend, these were dogs that were confiscated that have been returned to what we like to call now Jackie's 4 dogs, which hopefully will be many, many dogs, more dogs soon. I'm down there every afternoon. I'm playing with those dogs. You come down and watch me play with them. I know the owners will come down here and seen the animals. They're not allowed to go in, but they can look in there like a big glass window out the front.
Well, don't the dogs try to get at their owners?
Well, a little bit. They get in the way that kind of get partial. They nice, adorable. They liking me. I tell you what, and I love them too. I love all 4 of them. As sweet as can be. Of course, I'm feeding them too. So when I go down, they got treats and they love all of my stuff. I try to tell them. I said, go over there and see. But so I don't know how well dogs see through that glass anyway. I don't know.
That's a urban legend that dogs can't see through glass.
Well, I don't know whether they can. I mean, it's good. I think they can see through glass.
Dogs
see through glass. They help look up at the window.
Yeah,
all the
I don't
time.
even know how that got started.
I don't know either.
They see birds and shit and squirrels.
Oh, animals see through glass.
Rain.
Yeah. Cat look through glass all the time. Cat in the window,
Well,
dog.
the cat, sure, but we're talking about dogs.
Well, but I think dogs see through glass too. They can see things,
You ever had a dog? You ever had a dog come get you when it started to rain?
What?
You ever had one of them dogs that come get you when it started to rain?
I don't know if that ever happened.
Oh, it's better than a damn Weather Channel.
I keep up with it's going to rain. I don't need a dog to tell me it's going to
Yeah,
rain.
but you know it's going to rain, but you're like, well, what if it started raining yet? Well, if you had one of them dogs that watched out the window for them drops.
Well, dogs know about weather, earthquake, things like that. That's something animals have, connection to it that we don't. I think they got a sense of things.
Can these dogs, are they good at telling you what the weather's going to be like?
They living inside. They can't go outside yet.
So
They're
what are you
still
going to
under
do? They're going to move
house
you
arrest.
into this house?
Well, no, I go by there every afternoon. And let me make this clear, too. I want to make this clear right away, right now, before we go any further, because this is being another issue. Besides the police department not returning these animals, which they need to be returned to the rightful owners, beside that was a major issue. When people come down to watch me play with these dogs, and that's great, we love you down there, but the police are now giving these people tickets for loitering. And let me tell you, so we found a way around this, so we figured that we're going to sell tickets.
Well, the cops have a hard-on for these dogs.
Well, I'm not going to speak against the law right now. I don't understand what's going on. But look, I could sell you a ticket. And a $15 ticket to come watch me play with these dogs.
Why is it $15?
I don't know. I don't set the prices for this
What
stuff.
do you take no responsibility for your actions?
I'm a spokesperson for it, and right now I'm just an animal lover. I don't have to be down there. I choose to go down there to see these dogs. But if you want to come down there and watch play, it's $15 ticket, and you pay that, you will, and trust me, $15 is a lot better than the $200 you're going to have to pay if a police give you a loitering ticket.
$200?
That's what they said. Somebody said they had to turn. That's how much it was.
That's how poor people stay poor.
Yeah, it is. Well, I ain't going to get into that. Poor people should be able to watch some old man play with dogs as anybody else. So
why would poor people or anybody want to watch that?
Well, people love animals, want to come down and see these dogs. Dogs are almost a little celebrity now. Zesta Ranger Barky is Zesta's friend because, situation there, the dogs that live through it. And by saying that, I don't like that rumor because other people, that implies other dogs are injured or dead, which is not true. There's no proof on that at all. So don't, we're waiting. If these 4 dogs come back, I'm going to tell you the rest of them are coming back. You just be hold up. And some of those people who don't have your dogs and miss your animal, and want to come down, these tickets will do them half price.
So
if your dog
was taken away,
you can come down and watch these other dogs
because
that let
of
loose.
Jackie, you can pay
Not
Jackie
because of me.
$7.50 to watch him play with somebody
That's half
else's
price.
dog.
That's half price. I don't want somebody like that. The police giving them enough trouble. Don't want the police have to give, them a ticket on top of it. That's terrible. So, and also those karate hands, those are half price too for anyone whose dog, of course, just go get it and wait for your dog to it'll be coming home. I'm going to say, I think these dogs, I feel it in my heart, I think, good Lord up in heaven is not going to take all these dogs, let the law take all these dogs from these people. Hopefully, Zesta Ranger Barky and Zesta's friend will be able to go home here pretty soon and not be on house arrest. I'm going to miss them. I'll say right now, I will miss them. And I tell you what, these dogs are going to miss each other too because what the hell they've been through. They bonded, these 4 dogs. it's going to be a shame. Zest's friend, I think, may go with Zest. I think they may stay together. But as far as Ranger and Barky, I feel for them. I don't think they'll ever be the same dog without the other two. But that's just me saying that. But come on down to Jackie's for Dogs, the store, or come down to Jackie's for Dogs and watch me play 3 o'clock every afternoon. I'll be down there and give these dogs some treats and play with them. And
What
make sure you get
what
your
kind of
ticket.
games do you play with them?
What do you mean, what kind of games you play
And
with?
what do you do with a dog?
Throw a ball and bounce it off. They can run around. They whatever. Dog, there's one got a little penguin squeaky thing. They throw stuff around the room. It don't take much to entertain a dog. But they play with each other all the time, whether I'm there or not. And I'm telling you what, they split them 4 dogs up. It's going to be. I just hope they'll learn to adapt.
Well, Jackie, I know it must be hard to be an accomplice of the deep state. But,
I ain't no deep state nothing.
Well, what I've been hearing, Jackie, on the radio all day long, if you listen to the Randy Stum channel, is that the CIA was training these dogs to be murder machines.
No.
For the Clintons.
No.
They're going to sneak. Everybody's like, why don't Trump have a dog? Well, they were going to sneak one. When he was finally going to say, sure, all right. They were sneak one of these dogs in there, and it's coup time because of Hillary Clinton.
Why?
Look, I don't believe anybody's going to wait. To me, it's just funny to hear idiots talk on. I don't believe half of that. But if you're going to tell me that the Rutherford County Sheriff's Department come down here and took a bunch of dogs, I'd be like, why would they do that?
Well,
They got enough trouble as is. Nobody down there has time to feed dogs. Or, I'll be honest, to put down a bunch of dogs. This goes deeper than the damn Rutherford County Sheriff's Department.
yeah.
So I don't know what kind of game you're playing.
I don't know what you said's true. I don't know what's going on. I wouldn't put it past the Clintons. That sounds exactly like something Bill or Hillary would do. I'll say that.
I mean, the dogs you're playing with were culled from a group of dog assassins because they were the worst shots. Now, that I believe.
Now, see, that's not fair to Zesta, Ranger Barky, and Zesta's friend. They may have been the best shots. We don't know. There's no proof of that. They won't let us put the gun harness back on them to find out. 'Cause I'd love to take them all down to the shooting range. I'd love for them to do that. But, law's got to be what it is. So we don't know whether these dogs don't sit there and, ruin these dogs' reputations just because you believe these other dogs being used for something. No, you shouldn't do that.
I'm just going to say follow the money and see where the buck stops. And it probably stops with the mysterious Miranda Purcell.
Now, you brought her up last time. What has she got to? I don't understand.
Miranda Purcell?
She's like a clothes designer or something around here. She got a
Miranda Purcell.
Miranda Purcell. She owns what is the clothing business or something on for Square.
The fur store?
Whatever it is, clothes for women, I guess. I don't know the name of it. You keep bringing her up.
It's the fur store.
Well, all right then, the fur store. I didn't know she had anything to do with this. None of that makes any sense to me. And that's the second or third time somebody mentioned her name.
Well, you got to put the pieces together.
What pieces is that? It don't make any sense to me. I don't know what piece you're talking about.
Well, what I'd do is if you're missing a dog that was confiscated by the deep state.
Oh, don't.
I would be looking for it either on the news, in the background of a mass shooting event, or in the store window of Miranda Purcell's first store.
What the hell is all that got to do with? It don't make any sense.
What, Miranda Purcell?
Miranda Purcell.
Jackie?
What?
If she doesn't scare you, no deep state thing will.
Miranda Purcell?
Miranda. I got a sponsor this week, Jackie, that I think you're really gonna like.
I don't know anything you would say I like. Hell.
Folks, if you are just joining us for the first time, you've missed a lot where I went in. First of all, we tried to secede from Tennessee and have a dope smoking utopia out in the woods.
Could secede
Wizard
nowhere.
Beards did not turn out that way. The cops come.
Yep.
Then we were on the land of Pardon Umpo, and he said, cops can't tell me when I can what I can and can't smoke on this land.
Huh?
It's my private property. Wait.
Oh, yeah.
Hear that siren?
I do.
How's it going down there at Jackie's
Well,
Longhorns dancing parlor?
It's not. I thought it was going a lot better, so I don't know if that's where they were headed. Used to be fights break out. Since I don't own the business. I'm just, spokesperson. I got my, like every place else, picture on there. They're either going there because somebody got in a fight again, like the olden days, or getting more dogs. I don't know.
I tell you, I went in there the other night and they made you smoke out back.
Well, I ain't got no say in that. That ain't, I don't make the rules. They just use my likeness.
A guy come in there with a baseball bat and a chicken, and they said, get both of them out of here.
Well, I would hope so, yeah.
And he said, I'm going to talk to Jackie Broles about this.
Well,
You mean to tell me you think that if somebody back in 1979 went into a KFC, a Kentucky Fried Chicken, with a baseball bat and a chicken, which would be weird, but if he did that and they said, get out of here, that man or woman wouldn't be entitled to say, I'll take this up with the colonel.
it's like going to McDonald's with the chicken and a baseball bat or whatever and saying, well, where's Ronald McDonald? Like, that is crazy, is what I think.
But if they said, here's your hamburger, I spit on it, and I'm going to kick you in the nuts.
What?
And they said, you can't talk to me like that. They said, well, who are you going to talk to about it? And they go, I'll talk to Ronald McDonald.
Well,
See,
there ain't no such thing. And I ain't, just because it's my likeness. I know Colonel Sanders was a real man, but, he was just for show for the most part.
All his life.
Well, it's like going to Wendy's wanting to see that little girl about something. You think, well, what'd you come to a place if you think a little girl run it? Would you trust a place that an 8, 12-year-old girl making you food?
That's how it used to be, though.
Back in the day,
years ago.
They didn't have no choice. That's all people could get to,
Not anymore.
No.
His junkyard dog is soon to learn.
Yeah.
Jackie, though, let me ask you this question. What if you went to a Minnie Pearl's fried chicken back when that existed and she was alive, and they said, I just spit on this food and kicked you in the nuts. Get out of here with that chicken and that bat. And could you not say, I will take this up with Minnie Pearl?
You may want to let somebody know what's going on in their establishment. Maybe you shouldn't have your name on there.
What if I go to the store to buy some of Rihanna's makeup and they're like, I just spit on this makeup and kicked you in the nuts? Could I not tweet at Rihanna and be like, what is up with this crazy makeup store?
Well, you can tweet at anybody, I think. Isn't that how it works? You hit a button, it goes on the computer. Nobody looks at it.
When you're on a plane and the stewardess says, flight attendant says, I just spit on these peanuts and kicked you in the nuts.
What?
Everything I said chicken, and then it's a chicken place, and then I was saying nuts, and then we got to a plane and it's peanuts. This podcast is hard.
Well, first off, violence, kicking people, that's a whole different. Earlier, they just walked in with a chicken and a baseball bat, and nobody got hit.
That's true. I started mixing things up.
When you start doing violent, that changes the whole scenario. That changes the laws and that sort of thing. Minnie Pearl, I'm sure if somebody had told her that had happened, she would either part ways with them or, from what I understand, there's been no responsibility. Jackie's markets, Jackie's Longhorn, I think there's less fighting going on there now. And Jackie's for dogs is still just a fine play. You can bring your animal, but right now I'd let things smooth over just a little bit. But you can, they're just karate hands there, no guns. These establishments are fine. Now, what the police did or what the law chose to do within one of these establishments, now I don't know about that.
Can I just tell you, though, that because they were making everybody smoke out back, that's where all the craziest people were, and a fight did break out.
Well, at least it happened outside, didn't it?
It did happen outside.
Well, there you go.
And they were able just to hose.
You got to start somewhere, don't you?
Hose it on out into the ditch.
You got to start somewhere. That's progress, I think, right there. If they're fighting outside, that's less equipment. But again, I'm just a spokesperson. I can't speak for. I ain't managing the place. It ain't, but good for them.
So then I run away with some drugs after they shut down Shack Beards, and I ran all the way through the Numpo lands. You ever been way back in the Numpo lands,
I
Jackie?
know the property you're talking about. I don't call it that. The Numpo
It goes
the
far
money.
back
I know
there.
It go way out.
It goes into a different sort of land.
Well,
where shoes are weird and dogs are like horses, and that's where I come across the Numpos, who look like little old ladies, but they act like hippies, and every little thing they do makes them a little bit high.
Yep.
You ever had any of that Numpo jam?
No, I'm not going to take stuff that gets you high. I don't do drugs.
They got long-ass pipes, and they put Numpo weed in it.
Nope.
That shit will fuck you
All
up.
right, watch your mouth. I ain't going to hear it.
And all day long, you just lay around and have fun and scratch your back on a tree and shake hands. They do a lot of hand shaking. Eating jam, smoking weeds, drinking tea.
Yeah.
You ever had tea made out of jam?
No.
Well, then they told me about Dunlap Town. I got mad about that because I'm like, I'm Dunlap, and I want to go to Dunlap Town.
Yeah.
And I went up to Dunlap Town. All the Numpos were like, don't go up there. That's terrible. Well, they weren't crazy about me hanging out. They really had kind of gotten annoyed of me.
Well, that's one part of the story that makes sense to me.
But I went up there to Dunlap Village, and they wouldn't let me in.
Well,
They said I reflected poorly on them.
their reputation precedes you. Is what it is.
But, I mean, this is how the Numpos described Dunlap Village to me. They said it was full of tricksters, thieves, and wine guts.
Ah.
Loud of voice, sweat-slicked, foul-smelling self-pissers. That sounded like fun.
What?
But they wouldn't let me in, so I said, well, I'm going to burn this shit to the ground. I
Hey.
don't give a fuck.
Hey.
Everybody
watch
up there
your mouth.
looks weird. Imagine me, Jackie. Okay, do me one favor. Will you do an exercise with me?
No.
Open up your mind
No.
and put inside of it a picture of me.
No.
And imagine my body. I want you to imagine my full size, the whole of me. Can you do that?
Shut your mouth.
Do you have the whole of me in your mind?
Shut your mouth. I don't want to hear it.
Now, squash it down
No.
to where it's still me and it look like me, but it's about 4 foot tall.
Ah.
And just squat and fat, long hair. Look like if Danny DeVito went to a Renaissance fair.
Yeah.
Like, who they lock? They got somebody pretending to be a drunk, and they locked him up in the fake jail. He's supposed to be a drunk at the Renaissance. Oh, it's Danny DeVito. That's what all the Dunlaps look like. I'm assuming that I'm descended from them. That we may not be exactly the same. You know how like there's cavemen, and then there's like Cro-Magnons.
Yeah.
But they're neither one of them's humans. And then there's humans over here like Flintstones. Like those 3 people.
What's a little green man?
You know, the Great Gazoo.
Yeah.
Like 4 of them died off.
Great gazoos?
Well, he was from outer space.
Oh, that's enough. I don't need no more.
You brought him up?
I didn't know what it was. I've seen that for years, Flintstones. I didn't know what the green thing was.
The Great Gazoo.
It makes sense now, outer space, yeah.
he'd come down and be like, "Oh, nincompoop,"
Yeah.
or whatever. Like, what's this? How bad are things in outer space that this alien has to come down and lord it over a fucking caveman?
Hey, don't use the language.
I mean, how smart does he expect a caveman to be?
Yeah.
Come on, nincompoop. Like, why does he think Fred Flintstone's going to be a brainiac? That's just like a bully. They're just hanging out with the dumbest kid in school because it makes you feel better.
Yeah.
Was he a genie?
You said it's an alien. I didn't know what it was.
That's stupid kitty-ass bullshit, Jackie.
I guess.
I'm talking about the Numpos and the Dunlaps.
I don't know what you're talking about. None of it make you just want to said Flintstones.
So I disguised myself. Oh, shit, I was going to rhyme this.
What?
I was feeling like this sort of epic tale deserved to be rhymed. Deserved to be told through rhyme.
Well, yeah.
But I never wrote it down because I've been so high off that Numpo weed I stole.
I don't care that more.
Oh wait, I got this one. Using the secret map that I stole from the Dodges, I found my way back to all the Numpos lodges.
What?
Let me see if I can wing it. Using a disguise I stole from the Numpos laundry lines, I did myself up to the nines.
What?
As a pretty little Numpo, man or woman. Gender there is hard to decipher. And I climbed up to the jagged rocks where Dunlap Village. God damn, why would I say decipher? Like I got to rhyme
What's
that.
it so high for?
Oh, fuck, yeah.
What, you climbed up to the...
That's good. I'll just set it up and then you do the rhyme.
No, I'm not going to do the rhyme. It's what's
I
it so high
knocked and
for?
knocked on the gate of the Dunlap Village and pounded and said, "Let me in." When the Dunlaps slid the little thing, hole for their eye cover, they said,
Huh?
"Oh, I thought you were going to rhyme it."
I'm supposed to rhyme it? I thought you was telling the
Well,
story.
you really
you messed
brought
up.
it home.
Well, I'm trying to help you. I didn't know you wanted me to do the whole thing.
Climbing out of breath.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect. Like, I can't climb. I should have thought of that immediately as soon as I said climbing.
Yeah.
Like, I would have been like, why is he so high for?
There you go.
I probably would have been like, why is he so fucking high for?
No, if you're writing a children's book, don't put the language in it. That's what
It
sounds
ain't for
like.
children.
You sound like you're telling a children's story to me besides no drugs in it. That's children's stories rhyme. What do you mean?
Did you ever watch Lord of the Rings?
What is it?
Lord of the Rings?
No, I don't like that. No, the feet, nuh-uh.
You're like the anti-Quentin Tarantino.
What is it?
Can't say words. They go
All right.
off in other directions. I just meant to talk about his foot fetish. I didn't mean to bring up everything else.
Foot? What?
I said, I am a Dunlap, sir. No, wait, I'm in disguise. I said, I am disguised
But you disguised as a Dunlap.
as a Numpo.
Oh.
Oh, fuck, no, I should have been disguised as
Because if you're going into Dunlap land, you should have been dressed up like a Dunlap. Because if you're going in, do they get along? Hell, you're not good at this.
Can
you're
I
just
tell you
not
what
good
really
at telling a
happened?
story. What?
I know it seems like if I had discovered a magical land full of weed and tea and jam, and also another land full of drunks and thieves that are my family that won't let me in,
Yeah.
that I would have gone back to this magical place. That at least tried to talk my way back into the Numpos, eat some more of that jam and bread, or, last week I vowed I was going to burn down. But I'll be honest, I'm tired.
Yeah.
The week just got away from me.
Yeah.
I mean, the days just leaked out. I don't even know what day it is, to be honest. I'm surprised a week has gone by.
Yeah, Wednesday or Thursday, I think. But I don't know either.
Fuck, I think we're like a day over.
Yeah.
I mean, all week long, I was like, oh, yeah, I got to go either burn down that Numpo. I got to burn down Dunlap Village, or I got to go. And it's just like, well, you know what? I'm going to sleep for one more hour. I get up and I like watch half an episode of Runaways. And I don't even want to do that. You ever just feel lethargic?
Right now.
Maybe something's wrong with me. You think I'll go to a doctor?
Yeah.
Do you think, though, if you had let's imagine you out in the woods finding a Numpo village.
No, I don't even imagine it.
That would have been good. I should have taken you there. That would have been fun.
I wouldn't have gone. You couldn't have gotten me out there.
Or we could have had all the dogs wind up in Numpo Town.
Now, see, that's rumor starting there. You're going to give people some false hope. The police have your dogs. Don't go out there to them hippies looking for your dogs.
Well, one of the Numpo's most famous songs that they all sing every night is "We Taste Like Kibble and Liver Pate."
What?
So keep your dogs far, far away. We're living in Numpo Town.
Talk for a damn hour and a half. I ain't got an hour and a half. It ain't worth giving my time to talk about this mess. It's just I'm going to be miserable the rest of the damn night now.
Think how you'd feel if you listened to it.
Well, hell, I don't listen to this. Why I don't know why anybody would listen to this. Good Lord.